Okay. So since they want to keep doing this bullshit, let's go a little deeper. Let's go a little deeper into this network, shall we? Let's go a little deeper into this network. So they all have criminal records. Even Tokyo Shemp has a criminal record, but he pointed out that Fiorella Majorca has a criminal record as well. I know that Tim Johnson Cotran does because he told me. And I did finally run a background check on him and confirm that his information to me was correct. That he was arrested and charged with grand theft auto about 10 years ago or so. It was a while ago. It was a while ago, but he's got a criminal record too. They all act so strange. They act so strange in regards to their lies and stuff. I ran a background check on Don Ford as well. I did not see anything other than like traffic tickets. I didn't see anything, but I think he mentioned to me that he may have something in his past as well. Because he does the weird lying bullshit too. They all come up with these weird lying bullshit. But let's talk a little bit. Let's go deeper into Tim for a second here because he's obviously an operative as well, right? He's obviously an operative as well. And they all seem to be doing things on his behalf to protect him, right? Like, I've moved on in life, but these folks are constantly working to protect him, and they pull him out of obscurity once in a while to try and get in my face and hurt me in the organizations that I'm volunteering in. So let's talk about his past a little bit here. So he is the co-founder of Our Revolution Costa Mesa, which he inherited that page from the former leader whose name escapes me. I had to block that dude years ago. That dude was pushing Harley Ruda hardcore, really pushing him, trying to get us to endorse him. So was the Combo Couch. They were too. That dude was in charge of Occupy Costa Mesa. If you look at the page history on Our Revolution Orange County, you can go back to the previous page names. The original name of that page was Occupy Costa Mesa. Okay? So they come from Occupy. I just read a hit campaign that looked like it was written by IPAC last week, and it looked like it was half-truths. But they dropped a lot of connections to the Occupy movement. They said that there's a lot of infiltrators from the Occupy movement that have now morphed into this new network. So I've seen that too. A lot of the Occupy people are now involved in the Bernie movement, the progressive movement, and the movement for the People's Party and all this stuff. These are a lot of Occupy people. And I've been seeing a lot of speculation that these Occupy people are operatives that are hired to do this. What I am seeing of the smear campaigns being thrown at me, these are definitely paid people, because it makes no logical sense for them to do this, especially when I'm not even online. These are paid trolls. These are absolutely paid trolls. Okay, so going into the Tim Johnson thing, right? So he actually, his day job, according to what he told me, was that he was a debt collector. He was during the day, he worked for a collections agency, and he was responsible for getting people to pay their student debt. This is a guy who's in charge of an Our Revolution chapter, you guys. And on top of it, he had some obscure, some unknown funder out of Utah. He had a bizarre funder out of Utah. Not weird at all, right, guys? Not weird at all. I think he said that the funder was somehow connected to his ex-girlfriend or something. I don't remember that part, but he had an obscure funder. He worked from home. He had several burner phones. Eli does too. Eli apparently has several burner phones, because I just got a strange text message yesterday with some raunchy, I posted a picture of it on my wall. I've never received anything like that before. That came out of the blue. He's hitting me with another smear campaign on Twitter today. He's tagging all of Jeff Campbell's friends. Because they've been coming after Jeff Campbell, too. These are paid trolls, you guys. And Tokyo Shemp, who is Seth Lewis Allen, he apparently, and he talks about this, he was sued, I guess, like a decade ago or so for death threats. Stalking and death threats. All of these people have criminal records. They all have criminal records. All the ones who do the biggest lying, the biggest smearing, the biggest trolling on the internet, they all have criminal records of some sort, and they all smoke pot. They all smoke pot, like chronically. And they just come up with the weirdest bullshit. They come up with the weirdest bullshit against who they consider to be their opposition. And for some reason, they consider me to be their opposition. So I'm getting smeared constantly. Constantly. My contacts, I just said, you know what, just ignore the dude, just report him and ignore him. But they want to defend me. I would rather that you didn't, because then you're just bumping his bullshit. You're giving it more press. Fortunately, I have so much content out there that if you search my name, you're either going to find multitudes of my own content, or you're going to find stuff about the actress Jenna Beck, who isn't even me. She's on my friends list, though. She's on my friends list. That I love her, by the way. She's great. Like when we engage on Facebook, people think I'm talking to myself. It's pretty funny. But she's wonderful because she has material on in search engines that's way more popular than anything I could put out. And so whenever people search my name, her stuff comes up, which is fine by me. And she's a burner. She's a birdie bro. And she's volunteered and everything. She's a progressive. She's a burner. And so it's so funny when we engage. It's so funny when we engage. It looks like I'm talking to myself. She's an actress in Hollywood. And she, you know, does her volunteerism up there, up north. Kudos to you, Jenna. I think it's so funny. And we kind of look similar, too. We actually kind of look similar, which I've had one, I think is it Brian? Is it Brian Fazio? Is it Brian he keeps tagging her or he has conversations with her and he thinks he's talking to me. And then he follows up with me the next day and I'm like, this sounds lovely, but we didn't have this conversation. I didn't even talk to you. I didn't talk to you yesterday. I've had that happen so many times, but it's always Brian. It's always Brian. It's Brian. He must have both of us in his contacts or something, because and we're so similar. It's so funny though, because I actually live a lot closer to him, and I've met him in person, and she's never met him. She's never met him. He lives down here. He lives in South OC somewhere. He's like the chair of the Veterans Caucus. And he's had conversations with her thinking that she's me. And vice versa. It's funny. But yeah, fortunately, between the two of us, we have flooded the internet with so much content that it would be very difficult for people to pull up these smear campaigns against me. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God for that. Your life has to be pretty fucking pathetic if that's the kind of work you would take. To actually be a paid troll, your life must be pretty fucking pathetic.